Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below, such as SoulVision Facebook and Instagram pages. So, Taurus, I feel like for some of you, April can be very stimulating when it comes to your need to find different outlets of interest to keep you motivated for what's coming ahead. It's almost like some of you need a new activity. You need something new to be involved with, to be a part of, because there's a lack of stimulation, there's a lack of activity, there's a lack of something that has kept you kind of limited and stuck in this bubble of knowledge that has become, you know, is almost shut down with it's like very minimal almost closed, completely closed access to any type of new information. So some of you Taurus have been living in a sort of there's two type of Taurus here. Some of you Taurus have been living in a sort of prison mentality. So you have been stuck with the same type of mentality for too long, and one that does not serve you much in terms of development, in terms of growth, because you keep being just, attached to a way of living, a way of relating, a way of looking at life, including a way of looking at yourself, that at times is just detrimental to find better. For some of you, you have been living in what we can say it's a cell of privilege. So there are Taurus here that have been perhaps taught to believe in certain things, to behave in certain ways, to follow certain rules, not necessarily because they are your own understanding of how you should live and look at situations, but more like they have been this type of belief system that has been inherited or given to you, passed through you, either from your parents or from your society or from the groups around you that have hold here some importance in the way you look at life, because you see them as being the right ones, you see them as being the dignified ones, you respect the type of authority figures that have been in your life. For some of you, there's nothing wrong with that, or nothing necessarily right with that. The fact is that there's a lack of newness when it comes to your perceptions, and when it comes to your interests, and when it comes to the relationships you're dealing with right now in April, that are bringing you a sensation of not feeling happy, or not feeling as happy as you could be if you would just have some new element added into your life. So it's like you spend 20 years cooking the same way, and the same delicious recipe of that delicious dish that you love. Then there's nothing wrong with that, because if you cook it for 20 years the same way and it's always delicious, why change it? But imagine what it would be like that you're always eating that same dish every day. You wouldn't find in it that same You wouldn't find in that dish the same magic, right? The same yumminess that you find it when you occasionally eat it. So the the thing here is that there's something you're doing or you have been doing, like a major thing, uh, throughout your whole life that is being put in display during April with the Hierophant in your soul position. Is like, listen, pay attention, because there's something from your past with the Three of Swords here that has not been well. And this type of suffering and affliction comes here very tight to limitations, to things that are like shut doors, to things that are like private access, like no one can get in, no one can get out. So there's something in your life that you're feeling like incapable of leaving or receiving. When we feel like we can't receive and we can't give, so like the currency of life, actually the currency of all relationships that are connected with this give and the act of giving and the act of receiving, there is a lack again of oxygen being pumped into your relationships, into your activities, into the things that define your everyday life, because there's something that is not, again, that flow is non-existing. It's like you're living in a trapped room with closed windows, and you never open the windows, and the windows don't let the air in, and the air in doesn't allow the clearing of everything that has been stored in that room for the amount of time you have been there. So it's like a need to open those windows to have new air come in, so you can think in a clearer way, you can breathe in a lighter way, you can feel in a much better way, and you can then perceive with clarity and with truth. Some of you are looking for objective answers. Some of you are looking for concrete counseling in terms of what's the best action, what's the best options for your future investment. So some of you that already got it, some of you that got it, what you need to change, some of you that got it, that you need to open the door and allow things again to come in and out. You're just questioning the right path for you, a path that joins vocation with opportunity when it comes to your material world. So some of you are interested in studying here. There's something about your academic life that might be put in display. For some of you that it's not academic, it's just an interest in taking a course, taking a class, self-studying yourself, a subject that interests you, because it seems like you want to improve your life through vocation. I keep getting like there's something here about what you're just either naturally talented to do, but you haven't been doing because, again, you felt like you couldn't. You felt like that was going against something major in your life that you were either taught to do or believed that you should do. And now you're wondering, what if I try to invest in my dreams? What if I try to make a career out of something I always loved? What if I try to invest in this project or in this idea or that, whatever it is? But it joins not only possible profit, but it puts in it your soul, your dreams, your longings for something more than just the routine, than just the regular paycheck, than just the regular something. Even when it comes to relationships, some of you Taurus are not really satisfied with having something established in a way where you're following the same structure, the same routines, the same ways. So for Taurus that are in a committed relationship, for Taurus that have a partner, it's important to invest as well in positive changes that bring perhaps joining you and your loved one, doing, this shared activity, this new thing for both of you. Um, Developing your ideas, developing, new ways to charm each other, to seduce each other, to date, going to different places, trying new things. It's just, you're so in need of new things that it's like you're looking for that shiny object throughout April, the thing that shines the most. And when you see something shining in April, it's going to be very hard for you to not be drawn to it, for you to not be focused entirely in it. And I feel like for some of you, there could be a situation during this month that is almost like the attraction of the moth to the flame kind of vibe here, where there's something, so attractive, so alluring, so different being manifested during this time in the form of an opportunity or in a form of a person, with the King of Wands here. And it's like you can't take your eyes of it. The fascination that some of you are encountering in something during this month is again a mirror, is a resemblance of something that has been absent here in terms of yourself. So you're seeing something that truly fascinates you, that truly entices you to only look at it, because you have been in a deep need to change something so fundamentally that it's almost being manifested as an outside source, so you can take a look at it and see that the regular, the normal, the norm of something does not suit you anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like, yes, okay, there's something that perhaps worked for you for a certain amount of time. That doesn't take the value of the purpose of that thing for that time where it worked and it truthfully made you happy. But why feel bad if simply stop doing that? Why feel bad about it? It is in our essence to be constantly changing and in need of change, in need again of having that circulation, that transformation, that mutable effect occurring, so that we can grow and that we can have novelty into our lives. New beginnings wouldn't happen if we didn't have that energy come in. Everything would always be the same. Could we live in a world like that? Always with the same music, the same movies, the same personality types, the same clothes, the same foods, the same voices. Could you live in a world like that? So what you want to create is something that matches your need to change. But as I was saying, there's something fascinating you during this month that is going to be very hard for you to look away, resist, to not see it as something that you really, really need. For some of you, there could be a new person coming into your life with this King of Wands. This could be a very, again, bold, different, creative, passionate, creative personality that has in it apparently everything that you seem to lack or not own, not take as your own. So you could be attracting a very artistic type of person into your life. You could be attracting a very eccentric person. You could be attracting a visionary. You could be attracting, a figure that is just completely stands out from the crowd, especially what you see as being your crowd. Why is that? Because again, it's going to test, for some of you Taurus, it's going to test the way you have been looking. No, it's going to test the place you have in that crowd. I'm sorry. Like the place that you have been following in that crowd, and why you're still there if that crowd stopped being yours. For some of you, there could also be this strong embodiment of that on your own. It could be that you're taking, again, power, this power in your hands to change and completely reinventing an aspect in your life that for me either deals with vocation, so it deals about diving deep in the discovery of your purpose in life, in the discovery of how you could excel with the gifts you have. Some of you have gifted hands. There's something here about you perhaps being able to produce things with your hands that is like amazing items, amazing craft. Some of you are very crafty, and for those of you Taurus that are, and wondering if you should invest or not in this thing of that you have, this talent of yours, definitely you should, and you're going to be led to try it. Some of you, April is just about try it. Try the new flavor, try the new path, try the new clothes, try the different element, the one that it's an outsider. Obviously, everything that we don't include, it's not in our usual daily practices and choices and routines, it's an outside element, it's an outsider. It is because it's not included. If it starts being included, it's going to not be an outsider. It's going to be inclusive energy. It's going to start to be familiar. It's going to start to be one of our own. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.